Okay, so let's continue testing our code. Okay, so my table, this variable is going to contain the instantiation or the object of our class hash table, right? Now, my table dot, as you can see, we are getting insert method of our class. So let's insert samaksh and 24. My table dot insert Anand 25. My table dot insert Aditya 26. Okay. Now let us print out our table, right? Okay, so this works fine. But let us test. Our capacity is 4, right? So it should not exceed entries to after 4, right? So my table dot insert, this time Abhishek, and it is 23. Let us run the code. Okay, so it has stored Samash, Aditya, Anand, and Abhishek. Okay, so one entry is left, right? Because we set the capacity of 4 initially. So my table dot insert uh, Vikas, and it is 27. Now let's see what happens. Okay, so it shows array full, but still the code is running, right? So I think there is an error in our insert method, and it is okay. So we should have put the return statement here so that it directly returns and uh, stops more functioning of the method which we have defined. Let's see. Yep, array full, right? And as you can see, this string being printed here, it is Samaksh 24. We have created this line of code. So it is saying item and colon and 24. So as you can see, it says self.keys.index of item. So index method returns the index value of item from the list called keys, and it is going to pass that value to values. Okay. Okay, so now let us create some more methods, and we are going to create uh, define get. Okay, and it is going to take key. Now for the get function, we are going to copy this code from line 37 to 42, and we are going to paste it here, and we are going to do some slight changes, right? First change is this change, and we are going to return it. So now while self.key is index, if self.key.index is found, we are going to return the value of the key. All right, otherwise we can return a none if no value is found. If the value, or we can say if the value associated to the key provided is not found. So let us check this. So my table dot get, this time we are going for Aditya. Okay, and as we know the function is returning something, so we have to use the print statement. Okay. Okay, so it has returned 26. 26 is the value associated with Aditya. Okay, and if we change it to something else like uh, Shubham. It says array full. Okay, so let us make some changes in our code. Uh, First of all, we don't need this index variable, and we don't need this while loop also. Instead, we are going to use the for loop. Now, instead of while here, for item in, right? Now, if item, and before this if condition, if item is not a null, we have to add this. So it means if item is not a null. Now we are going to say self dot keys dot index item, and we don't need this line also. There is no need to update the index because we are using the for loop. I think now it's done, right? So for item in self dot keys, if item is not a null, and if item equals to keys, we are going to return this self dot values, and inside the bracket self dot keys dot index item. Okay, we have already done this in our str dunder method in line 54, as you can see here. So we have done the same thing here also. So let's say get Aditya 26, and if we say get Shubham, it should return a none variable. Yep, correct. It's a none. Now let us define the remove method, and it's going to take the key, and again we can copy the code from our insert method, and we can paste it here. Yeah. So now we are removing, right? So when the key is found, what we are going to do is uh, we are just going to nullify those array slots, right? In both of our lists, index none, and that's it. And if the data is not found, we can raise an error. We can say index error something, and say data not found, or we can say key error. Okay, and we can say key not found, right? Okay, so let us test our code. Now here I am going to use a print statement just to keep our output separate. Now we have to check the remove method, right? So my table dot remove, and we are going to remove Samaksh. I'm going to remove myself, Samaksh, and now we are going to print our table. So okay, why is it showing an error? Let us run our code. Oh well, it is giving a key error, key not found, and we have not removed Samaksh. I think I forgot to add something. Okay, so I forgot to add two things. First, self dot track is decreased by one, and after that we had to use the return statement, and now it is going to work. Yep. So Samaksh has been removed, and there are one, two, three, four entries now, right? Aditya, Anand, Abhishek, and if I try to remove, which is something not in our sequence, again Shubham, and this time it should give an error, but it's not giving an error. Why? Okay, so I think we have to again make some changes in our code. Uh, Let us copy this and comment out this. I am going to paste again, and this time I am going to make some changes, right? Now while item in set.keys, and instead of while I have to use for loop. We don't need this line, and we don't need this line also. Now if item if item equals key, now we are going to say now self dot keys item equals to a none, self dot values index equals to a none again, and instead of item here I should have used index, and a return statement just to make sure the loop terminates. And okay, so let's see if it works. Okay, key not found. Yep, so I think it's working fine, and again we can, instead of writing Shubham, let's check for Anand. Okay, so Anand has been removed from our sequence. Okay, so I think our code is working fine. Okay, so that's all for our code for implementation of hash tables or dictionaries in Python.